If you've ever wanted a handgun in airsoft and didn't want to join the Glock gang, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, guys. Today, we're talking about the P320 by Marui, not the SIG P320, the Marui P320. And I was lucky enough to find this at the shop used, so let's go ahead and get right into it. This thing was actually in development hell for the longest time, and it's finally out, and here we go. Innovation by engineering. Apparently, they've done a really good job with this thing. If anybody knows anything about the Glock Gen 5 and how great that thing performs, this thing is on that same level. So here, we open this up, and we got the instruction manual, and it seems like the engine or the trigger is like the whole thing. So there it is, guys, the P320 by Marui, Module M, Grip Module M. Let's go ahead and take this out, and it's a little plasticky, not too bad. And the first thing I can tell you right now is that even though it is plastic, it does feel pretty high quality. Doesn't feel cheap, there's no creak, and it's quite grippy. Very, very nice, I'll tell you right now, very, very grippy. And of course, it's full plastic to abide by the Japanese laws, and that slide feels pretty good, and so does that trigger. Not bad at all. And yeah, it feels really good in the hand. We'll put that back, and we have the magazine. So this is the 17-round magazine, or maybe the 21. I think it's, yeah, this is the 17-round magazine. And it's not too bad. It reminds me of the Glock 17 mag. Easily goes in like that and remains flush with the toy. Not bad at all, and it's pretty weighty. Kind of gives like the whole thing life as I put it in. That's what she said. And inside we have a little box. You know what I like about Japanese secondhand toys is that they really take care of their stuff. Look at this. I'm pretty sure it has everything in here. It has, yes, this is exactly what we wanted. We wanted these little, tiny little baby boys that you can put in the magazine so you can dry fire. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So by inserting it like this, you can dry fire without using any BBs. So it's fun for like movies and props. And of course, comes with Tokyo Marui BBs. The guy even kept the BBs, man. Why did he return this thing? I guess his wife got mad. But that's basically it. We got a cleaning rod in there, but who cares about that? And let's get right into it. So, look at this thing, guys. Obviously, the biggest elephant in the room is, how does it compare to the Lilacs version? How does the Lilacs version compare? So, the Lilacs version versus this one, I'll tell you right now, weight-wise, it's a little bit heavier. And you can see that there is a slight difference in design, especially with the rail here. This rail goes all the way flush to the end of the barrel, but the sizes are exactly the same. And this one obviously has insignias of 6 Hour, while the Marui does not, as you can see here. They are pretty identical though, which is really cool, is that there's actually a safety on the P320. So if anyone doesn't know, P320s usually don't have manual safety, so they must have chosen a model to have a manual safety to abide by Japanese laws, just like the M17 does. We'll see how that kind of plays out. Very slight differences here and there, but overall it's basically the same thing. And this one obviously has a 21-round mag. Other biggest difference is that the iron sights on this guy are metal, while the iron sights on this one, they feel like a plastic. I think they're like a plastic. It's not the same metal, that's for sure. And that makes the slide a lot faster as well. And I can kind of feel the springs. Really, it's a very different kind of spring. It's very, what's the word? It's like tough, and then it kind of rolls, kind of like a roller delay. And it's really, really nice. Well, this one, really, you have to pull on it. But it does lack that very nice metal clank that the outer barrel does when it slides against the aluminum frame of this, to kind of give it that nice clank, while the Marui does not have any of that. More of a plasticky sound. It kind of reminds me of the Tokyo Marui USP9. But yeah, obviously this is CO2, so you can use this all season. And obviously the trigger pull is different, so it's not going to be the exact same because this is the stock trigger. So go ahead and put your finger over mine. Let's ghost this trigger. Soft reset. Not bad at all, not bad at all, to be honest with you. And I assume to disassemble it's probably the same kind of method. So if you just grab this thing like this, pull like this, easy, quick disassembly, as you can see. You can see that the innards is just a single spring. Interesting. And pretty easy to disassemble for maintenance purposes. And that Marui outer barrel as usual, and there's the hop unit. So that's pretty cool. And then you have the engine. What's interesting to me is that the hammer is an internal hammer, but it's not the same as like a Glock where it kind of just like humps out. It's kind of more like a, I guess they're trying to go for more of a striker design, but that's the new thing this time around when it comes to the trigger. If I were to open up the M17 for maintenance purposes, so the M17, see it's a different, kind of setup going on here. It has a rotary style hop. If I were to take this out like this, there's also an O-ring. It's kind of annoying. There's an O-ring, and then this part here with an O-ring slides across. You can see a lot of wear and tear on there. There's a BB in there, it's dangerous, and the actual piston itself is a different kind of system as well. And if I were to look at the trigger on this one is more like that Marui style, where it's like an internal hammer, which is nice. I mean, it's not bad. So I think that's the whole point of innovation and technology with the Tokyo Marui guns. Feels very fast. Like, even this, like the spring is much stronger. Well, it's a CO2 gun, so it's a little harder to explain. So let's talk about the magazine now. Magazine can hold up to 17 rounds-ish, but how much gas can it hold? So we're gonna use the discontinued gas that we shouldn't really have right now, but we do. It's actually a lot of gas. Wow. There you go. That's actually quite a bit. And you can see there, not bad at all. Nice and weighty. And of course, in Marui fashion, it's really hard to find magazines, so I was able to find these at Airsoft 97. They're pretty expensive. They're like 4,000 yen each. And they also hold the same amount as gas. No leaks, pretty good. Now let's talk about the reload a little bit. So since it doesn't have these little extender pieces, it's a little bit harder to reload the M17 here. Sorry, the P320. So you would have to go kind of like this. But it's still pretty good. Still pretty good to reload. Does it fit in a Kydex holster? Of course, if I put it in here like this, it'll fit, no problem. The M17 is designed for it. Can the P320 fit? Yep, no issue at all with that. Now, how else can you how else can you modulate this? So if I were to go, and of course you can attach a light on this thing. So if I were to put it in an omnivore, it will fit in an omnivore as well. So there's no issue with that. Obviously, this is like my default kind of thing. I kind of like how it looks compared to on the M17 where it kind of like sticks out a bit like this, which has its own aesthetic, very tight, and it's nice and snug like so. Not a problem. Ooh. I didn't realize my light got shot out yesterday or that day. Oh well. Let's feel how that kick feels. Let's make sure we're clear, empty mag, iPro. Let's see. Yeah. Wow, that's fast. Wow. Look how efficient that is. Now it's starting to slow down. Wow, that was really high performing, not gonna lie to you. Okay, so here's the Glock. This one's loaded, so I'm gonna shoot it up there. Yeah. Yeah, the Glock definitely has way less kick, and I used to think the Glock had a lot of kick, but this feels more like the USP9. Big chonky boy kick. There's not much else to say about this and to check some groupings and check the speed. So let's go ahead and do that. So we got our magazine. Let's load it. Very tight. You know, I'm gonna do the old-fashioned way, where you just load it from the bottom. Yeah, it fits around like 17-ish rounds or so. Okay, so Max Sakai away. Let's see how this goes. Here we go. Five. That grouping is crazy. That just kind of goes to show, like in CQB, this thing is going to perform well. All in the center. No issue at all. Pretty insane. All right, let's do a little Megodampu. Here we go. As I start to rapid fire, and I don't control the recoil, it goes up to the side. Yeah, so you really gotta... Yeah, so if you kind of spray, the recoil will definitely make you spread a bit. So if you hold steady, then you'll be fine. But it can actually drift off a little bit, which is ironic to say in Japanese airsoft. It's fucking balls. But anyways. Okay, let's see with a decently warm magazine how much this guy shoots. 72, 72, 77, 76. Maybe I was 77 the whole time. 74, then it should be going down every 2 shots. 74, 72, 70, 72-ish. Let's see. So it's like 72, 75 on average, I would say. Pretty good, actually. But guys, that has been the Marui P320, and it's finally here. This thing was stuck in development hell for the longest time, but now it's here, and it's not licensed, but it is pretty damn cool. If you want to see some range tests about this thing, I recommend you check out Max Sakai's video. It can apparently go really far like the Glock Gen 5, and yeah, this is definitely going to be the newest handgun that I'll use. That's not my Glock, if I want to kind of just change it up a bit, because CO2 guns, well, they are cool. They are not as reliable as a Marui gas one. So if you're kind of looking for finally the Marui version of the P320, here it is, guys. Well, let me know what you think in the comment section down below about this thing. And yeah, if you want to see some more airsoft in Japan, click this video right here, and we'll see you guys later. But this definitely was a day for it. Very fast.